Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca, your Akashic Records facilitator with the Santosha Way, where we talk about living well within the energies at play. You can find out more about me and the services I offer at thesantoshaway.com. Today, we are talking about the Leo full moon, so be sure to stick around till the end for the Akashic Records energy work we will do to help you get the most out of this full moon. All right, this Leo full moon is happening at 5 degrees 14 minutes of Leo, and it's on Thursday, January 25th, 2024 at 9:53 a.m. for the Pacific time zone, which is 11:53 a.m. Central Time and 12:53 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. Now, the Leo full moon brings out like the dramatic flair as well as our inner child. This is the awareness that all of the world is a stage and how you show up matters, right? There can be a potential for a lot of drama under a Leo full moon. Leo is a fixed fire sign, and fixed energy means that it holds the position, it maintains, it does the thing. And fire energy is passion, it's our action, it's our motivation, it's our drive, that sort of type of element there. Leo is ruled by the sun, and this represents our conscious awareness, ego, and core identity. It's represented by the lion, which is known for being, confident and bold. But this is also the Leo is the golden child of the zodiac. They are known as like God's gift to humanity. So it is in association with our fifth house. This is the house of self expression, children, romance, creativity, pleasure, play. It's all about our inner child and children in general. It can highlight your first child. The fifth house is about how we play, have fun, revitalize, and enjoy our lives. It includes our hobbies and passions, the things we do for entertainment, and the things that we do like on what we would consider the weekend or our time off. And so it's all about love and joy and playfulness, creativity, all of those things. While this lunation is about the fifth house or the collective energy, what house this plays out in your life, your personal life, is dependent on your personal natal chart and your rising sign or your ascendant sign. At the full moon, we are asked to bring something in our lives into balance. So, over on Facebook, I run a private group called Face by the Moon. And this is where we talk about the energies at play more regularly. Here, I let people know what house this is happening in for them based on their big three, which is that ascendant sign or rising sign, your sun, and your moon signs. I do encourage you to join us in our community if you feel called, and I'll have the link below in the description box. But you can also put your big three in the comments below here, and I will come back in on YouTube and tell you what areas of life you're being asked to bring into balance at this time under the full moon. Go ahead and like this video while you're at it and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment below. Just say hi if you would like, or share the video if you feel called. I genuinely appreciate your support. And all of these things really help the smaller channels get our content out to others. It helps grow awareness of the Santosha way as well. So I deeply appreciate it. We began this moon cycle with a new moon in Capricorn back on January 11th. And this was the time for us to set forth our long-term legacy goals for our life, what we wanted to accomplish in 2024, and even further beyond that. This also goes back to the new moon in Leo, which was 6 months ago. I believe that was August 16th. And on August 13th, just a few days before, we actually had Venus making a new star point, creating a new cycle in Leo. And Venus was retrograde Leo at that time. So we were really working through our values and the things that bring us pleasure, joy, all of that at that time. So fast forward 6 months later, we're at this full moon in Leo, and this is a time where we have culminations, harvest, we reap rewards. We also make new paths forward based on like what we're leaving behind and what we're moving forward towards in light of what comes up for us at the full moon, because the sun brings awareness into what's going on under the surface at a full moon. So we look at both of those cycles, going back to that new moon in Leo back in August of 2023, and this current moon cycle that began with a Capricorn new moon on January 11th. Now, this energy really is saying all work and no play makes for a very dull life, and that is not necessary. You absolutely can reach your goals much faster and more pleasurably when you incorporate joy and passion into your life. This is your heart song, right? Your legacy work is your heart song that you're putting out into the world. And having an energy of playfulness opens doors to creative solutions as well. And it really aligns us with that highest path forward when we bring in playful, lighthearted energies. This is also a time to honor our individual creativity or our individual creative self expression after considering the mark that we want to leave on the earth and the goals that we wish to accomplish this year. So, a full moon is when the sun is in one sign, which is in Aquarius right now, okay? And then the moon is in the opposite sign. It's on the same axis in the zodiac. So the sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Leo, and the sun brings awareness and illuminates that inner subconscious world, the inner realm, the subconscious realm, bringing everything up to the surface to be seen and felt. This is a time when we're wearing our heart on our sleeves and our emotions are usually big and out there. The sun in Aquarius right now is still conjunct Pluto, and the exact 0 degree conjunction was on Saturday, January 20th, but we're just a few days later here. The sun is only moved 5 degrees away, so we still will feel that sun Pluto conjunction under this full moon. Sun conjunct Pluto is similar to a full moon in that it brings conscious awareness to that which is hidden below the surface. Pluto deals with our shadow aspects, our deepest, darkest fears, the underworld, that which is deeply hidden in our core. It's our magnetism, transformation, death and rebirth, and therefore also creation after the destruction. So having this here is very interesting at this time, and it adds an extra depth and gravitas to this energy actually. Pluto brings up power and control dynamics. What has power and control over you? Where are you giving your power away? And what is it time to break free from, being that it's in Aquarius, and transform as you take your power back? We're meant to operate from our sovereignty, from our empowered self, from our aware highest self. And this energy is still very much at play under this Leo full moon. And it may ask us, where are your fears controlling your ability to express yourself fully? What is holding you back from living a passionate, heart-centered life? Right? What is holding you back? What has power and control over you at this time? And it may have to do with communities and social circles as well. or just fears of self expression, or even a wounded inner child. So, the axis of Aquarius Leo energy makes me think about how Leo is the child of the sun, right? The king. These are our leaders, our rulers, the lion, the king of the jungle type energy. And they're the leaders here on earth. And Aquarius is that child of the stars, the cosmos, the soul that came from the galaxy down to the earth to benefit humanity. We're trying to bring these two energies into balance at this time. So, in the lower forms of Leo energy, we can be very like in our ego, we can seek our own personal will, um, overly confident, arrogant, those types of things. But the higher forms of Leo energy is where we hold this innocence of childlike energy that's playfully dancing through life, open, free to express our individual uniqueness. Leo is about being connected to our heart and being heart centered. So it is about our desires, but our truest desires are really that which come from our soul's desires. Our soul had a desire and a purpose that it wanted to fulfill coming here to earth. There was a reason the soul decided, I think I'm going to go down and take a trip to earth and be a human for a little while. So Aquarius energy, this is our star seed type energy. This is our galactic energy. And in the lower forms, it can be very detached from society, detached from its emotions, not aware of the pulse of what is going on in the collective. And these are the things that actually make us human. It's our heart, right? These types of energies. So, lower vibes of Aquarian energy can make us want to remove ourselves from the very human that we came to experience all together and detach from humanity and even the community that we came forward to innovate with our unique gifts from the cosmos, the things that we are in our soul's essence. So, our soul gifts, our soul's expression, our soul's intention to innovate through creative self expression as a human, right? In the higher forms of Aquarian energy, we are detached enough from our ego and our personal emotional narrative that we don't get caught up in the play and the role that we're playing and forget that we're actually made of stars, right? We're made of the same energy that the stars are made of. We come from the stars. This is the humanitarian that pours out higher wisdom of the gods down upon the earth. Aquarius's ruler is Uranus, which is the higher mind. And this is our connection that allows us to see it's not personal. Whatever the narrative is, it's not personal. And it is safe to let go of that old storyline and bring into our current reality a little improvisation, right? Some on the spot, out of left field quirkiness because we're owning our own unique soul flair, right? Do you remember Flair from TGI Fridays where you had Flair on your suspenders? Um, this is our soul flare, and it is safe for us to really pour that out, embody that, and bring that into our everyday element, our everyday environment. So, this full moon is encouraging you to step out of the crowd into leadership, into a leadership role in your own community, your own social circles. It really depends on where this is playing out in your chart, where you'll see it most. So if it's in your 10th house, maybe it's in your career. If it's in your 4th house, then maybe it's about being a leader in your own home and family environment, right? But it's asking you to kind of let your freak flag fly. This is very Aquarian energy. They're a little unusual. and oddballs, the black sheep of the family or whatever. So this is about really letting that out, letting yourself embody who you are, and trust that you were meant to be different. You were created to be different for the purpose of inundating these spaces in your life, for bringing something new. Your unique essence was on purpose and it was born for such a time as this. We are moving into that age of Aquarius. We're really making those transitions, and now is the time to start rising up, facing your fears that are holding you back and limiting you, and rise up into those positions. All right. So we're balancing the self, who we are as a self, that's our Leo energy, and the community that we serve, that's Aquarius. The key here is to bring playfulness and creativity into the mix in order to be quick on our feet with improvisation that flows from us. Because when we are tuned in and tapped in to source, like we are inspired, we are quick witted, or funny, or quirky. We really let our personality shine. We are in spirit, inspired, inspiration, in spirit, in tune with our own spirit, our soul, in tune with source, God, and that inner child within us as well. There's actually a quote from Rabbi Hillel that I heard very recently, and it really hits on part of what this full moon energy is about as well. So it's not just about this self expression and inner child, but there's another dynamic at play here when we look at the axis of Leo and Aquarius. And it's about our role as a humanitarian, our personal responsibility to the collective. And so he has this quote: if I am not for myself, who will be for me? And if I am only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? And I love this so much because it really brings up that dynamic of self first is not selfish. In fact, it is a priority, it is a necessity for you to honor yourself before you can honor anyone else in your community. And also, if we're only honoring ourselves and not overflowing that into our community settings, then what are we? What are we really doing? And if we're not doing it now, when? When is that time? It really is time to step into your roles. It's time to start with self love first. And if you don't love and honor yourself, you truly just cannot honor another. You don't have it to overflow. We are mirrors of each other. It's very important that we embody this energy ourselves first. Okay, now that we know what we're being asked to bring into balance, the self versus the community's needs, and who we are, our personal responsibility, and the collective energy here, I want to highlight a couple of other aspects of this Leo full moon. It's forming a T square to Jupiter and Taurus. And of course, how all of this plays out in your personal chart makes a difference. So you want to pay attention to where you have the fixed signs in your house, in your houses. So Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and we're looking at Scorpio as well. All right. But the full moon in Leo is forming a T square to Jupiter and Taurus. And what this means is Jupiter is squaring both the sun and the moon. We have this square going on here. And squares can create tension to an already tense opposition. We have these two planets opposing each other, which is tense. And now we have a square. It's squaring the sun, it's squaring the moon, and squares create obstacles, things that we can trip over, but also something that we can bring in as an opportunity for a solution to balancing these opposing energies. All right, so a T square is like adding a third wheel to something that we're balancing on two wheels, if that makes sense. So there's something in your house of Taurus, wherever that is in your chart, that is going to pop up at this time of the full moon. And it's going to offer a solution at how to balance the opposing energies, but it's also going to add this third energy calling at you and pulling at your already stretched energy in this moment, right? You're already being stretched this way, and now you're going to be pulled this way as well. So, there's this third energy that's calling to you to keep in mind. And it could be a time when secrets are revealed because the sun conjunct Pluto, opposing the moon. It all adds in this element of being able to see something more clearly and bringing up secrets or things that have been hidden beneath the surface. Jupiter is our guru, and it's associated with higher wisdom, and it can bring luck, abundance, good fortune, but it also can bring in overindulgence and over the top energies. It's a very jovial planet. And so, as we're T squaring Jupiter, keep this in mind. We already have over the top dramatic Leo energies at play. And now we're adding in this Jupiter potential for something just really big over the top. So, it could be really great fortune, but it could be overspending or overindulgences or too much of a good thing, that sort of thing. So, keep this in mind. Taurus, Jupiter's in Taurus, and this house, this energy, Taurus, is all about our resources, values, comfort, security, our environment, traditions, the way it's always been done, our rituals. So keep that. It's like banking systems, food, all of that stuff going on, tied up into this energy. And so when we have a T square at play, we want to look at the other house that's not included. So right now we have Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. So we have to bring in that. Where's that fourth house? Let's balance. We need a fourth wheel so that we're in balance now that we have three wheels in motion. So we're going to look to our house of Scorpio to see what needs to be considered here. Now, Scorpio is all about what we need to release and transform in order to have new growth take place. And y'all, we're on the fixed axis here, and fixed signs do not like change. They don't like to do things different. You know, Taurus is tradition, and this is how it's always been done. We don't like to change, but this is calling us to transform and change something. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and it asks us to release things like addictions, fears, insecurities that are holding us back from stepping into the limelight at this time. This is the house where we alchemize something, transform, and cut out that which is no longer of value in our lives, that which is not actually serving our pleasure, our comfort, our security, our luxury, our enjoyment on the earth. All right, so I see this aspect really asking us, this dynamic at play, really asking us on one hand to return to some traditional ways of being. That's Jupiter in Taurus, connecting with that higher self, with the guru, and going back to our roots and traditions and bringing that sort of in. But I'm also seeing on the other hand that we really need to modernize it. We need to transform it. We can't do it exactly the way it's always been done. We do need to get back to some of our roots, but we need to update it. We need to innovate it. We're actually being asked to innovate the community and have healthier forms of self-expression. So we're being asked to bring something back in this updated way, basically. And perhaps the biggest thing you can bring back at this time is your joy. It might be something that you have cultivated over time through practices of like thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation, communion with your own higher self, or if you don't have joy cultivated in your life, it might be time to start a practice like this, where you really go into a place of um, deep appreciation and reverence. And so I can also see this being a need for us to cultivate reverence for the earth when we really start to understand our interconnectedness with both each other as humans, as humanity, as a collective, as a community, and reverence for the earth, our interconnectedness to the earth, to everything that is consciousness. So I see us needing to cultivate this reverence for everything, each other, and for the earth that we inhabit, so that we can do better and live better and show up in more authentic ways that bring that true joy out of us, right? More in our authentic integrity. So, what ways of acting, what old ways of acting, what old ways of being, what old ways of self expression have you been participating in that are destroying your own inner child, your own innocence, your own playfulness, your own joy, and creating a distaste for humanity, um, a lack of reverence for earth, a displeasure in the earth, a dissatisfaction with being a human on planet earth right now? What are you participating in? How are you showing up that is creating your own feelings of not liking society, thinking humanity has gone crazy? Humanity is going to hell in a handbasket. How are you a part of that? How can you break free from your own shadows at this time and rise up into a new way of serving your community with a heart centered focus, heart centered leadership from your healed, playful, creative inner child and your embodied soul aspects? Real full awareness of, I know who I am. I know what I came to do. I know what I came to be. I know what I want to put out into this world. And now I'm going to embody that, and I'm going to bring it about in this passionate, joyful way. That's kind of really the only way to put our legacy work out there and to really create that life that we want to wake up and live, living well within the energies at play and really creating that path forward. So, Jupiter in Taurus at this time, that's creating this T square, is also making a lovely trine to Venus in Capricorn. This is a nice aspect. This allows us to bring that heart's desire into physical form. It's very supportive energy. So, Mercury, our thinking mind, Uranus is our higher mind. Uranus is over Aquarius, and Mercury is over our logical thinking mind. Mercury and Mars, which is our drive and our motivation, it's our action. These two planets, Mercury and Mars, are conjunct. That means they're hanging out together in Capricorn. And this is where Venus is. So they're also here in Capricorn. And they're squaring, though. Mercury and Mars are squaring both the North Node of Destiny, which is also conjunct Chiron, our wounded healer, over in Aries. So we have our North Node of Destiny and our wounded healer hanging out in Aries, the house of the I Am, the child of the zodiac, the child that you came in to be, your destiny and your wounded child are hanging out, and your destiny's like, hey, we've got some things we were going to do. So they're hanging out together and squaring. Remember, a square brings tension. Squaring our logical mind and our motivation. So there's a really great opportunity here. You know, in the lower mind, our logic and thinking can get in the way, and create this drive and motivation to act in ways that further wound us, or in higher expressions, we're really acknowledging that our thoughts and our driving force are really in agreement here. Okay, that's Mercury and Mars conjunct. Our thoughts and our driving force are in agreement to whatever we're contemplating right now. So it's kind of a go. We can go do this. We are in agreement. We are on the same page, and we can really go take action at this time. But it's bumping up against our destiny path and our inner child wounds. And it's saying caution, be careful, be aware that if you move too quickly, you could re injure yourself. If you are out of balance, you could bump into something. You could get hurt a little bit here if you just rush forward, right? So think about it in this way. If you have your ego, Leo, if you have your ego attached to the outcome that you're setting out to do right now, that could be your downfall. If you're overly confident, if you are so bold that you're like, I couldn't fail, like there's no way, I can't get this wrong if I tried, there's a lot of potential for you to actually get it wrong if that's the energy that you're stepping out in. So there's, you want to be confident without needing this to be the answer, without needing it to work out, without having that ego so attached to the outcome that if this isn't something that happens, then I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to be upset. So there's definitely like a little bit of there's potential for us to build something really great here, but we're going to have to work with it. We're really going to have to don't put everything all into one scenario that you're focused on, right? Let's say you have 2 or 3 paths in front of you. Don't put everything into one path and not even look at the other pathways, because you might want to creatively consider what other options you have at this time, because if this one falls through, it's going to hurt potentially. So you want to make sure that you are really aligning yourself with possibilities and openness, open hearts at this time, and playfulness and creativity. Remember, the joy is found in playing the game, in actually playing the game, not only if we win, right? And life is about taking those chances and stepping out there, even if we fall flat on our face in the process. Do it for the pleasure of the experience, not just for what your ego gets out of it in the end. On the other side of this coin, sacrifice of self gets you no true pleasure, and it only harms those that we're attempting to be of service to in the end, because all we're doing is teaching sacrifice when service is meant to be done from our joyful overflow. And when we sacrifice, that's a breeding ground for bitterness and resentment of, I sacrificed myself for you, what's in it for me at this point, right? So keep this in mind, and in the balance of this energy, and especially with that Mars, Mercury squaring Chiron and the North Node of Destiny, we're really wanting to lean into doing it for the joy of the experience, not being attached to that outcome, and really leaning into the pleasure of playing the game, taking the chance, riding the ride, stepping out on stage, the pleasure of dancing. Who cares what everyone else thinks? And I don't need them to approve of me. I'm going to dance my dance because I'm embodying my carefree, innocent child energy, right? And you might have a wounded child at this moment. So we're going to work on that in the Akashic records portion of this video here in just a little bit. So there's one other final aspect though to note, and that is that Jupiter in Taurus is a big key player, in this T square here. Jupiter in Taurus is also sextile Saturn in Pisces under the full moon. And this is suggesting that we're a little bit more mature at this time. We've grown a lot. We've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of healing. We are more mature. We're more willing to take personal responsibility over our lives at this time. We're more willing to take personal responsibility over how we show up, over our own wounded self. And so it's really adding another element here of the Leo Aquarius Axis themes of what is our personal responsibility to the community, to humanity within our own social circles. What is my personal responsibility in my friendships, right? What is my role, Leo? What is my role within the collective society, Aquarius? What is my role in innovating the community? What is my role in improvising and adding that element of playfulness and fun into the world, into my life? So there's a lot of really beautiful energy here under this Leo full moon to take advantage of. But it is going to be like we're going to be stretched and pulled in all these different directions. So you'll want to keep that in mind. And we're coming off of that Sun conjunct Pluto and Aquarius energy that was really heavy and intense over the weekend, bringing up all those shadows and fears and anxieties. So how are you going to let your inner child out to play and take center stage? How will you cultivate joy in your life? What needs to be removed, transformed, changed in order to freely express yourself in joy? Do you need to let go of a community? Do you need to let go of a social circle? Do you need to let go of some form of entertainment in your life that's not really bringing you pleasure anymore? What do you need to release from your life in order to step into this new energy? How will you honor your own unique gifts? How will you open your heart up to allow creativity and inspiration to flow to you and through you from your own higher self, from your own soul's passions and desires? If you're looking for support at this time, an Akashic Records one-on-one session can really help you clear away any old programming that's holding you back, old wounds of the inner child, and it can set you free to be yourself. A session can also spark your creativity and align you to that highest self-expression. Right now, through the end of January, you can sign up for a personal Akashic reading session for only $88. And this is when you use promo code 2024 at the checkout. These are regularly $130 for a session. And it's really something that will help you embody and empower your higher self, as well as open you up, give you that confidence to step forward, that boldness to really be yourself and bring forward the things that are truly important to you in this time, the things that you care about, the things that you're passionate about. And if that's not something that appeals to you, I also have an Akashic Alignments membership. We do sort of the same thing in there, but it's in a group setting. And in this space, I facilitate 2 personal alignments each month for you on an individual basis. So you can have a little bit of an individual Akashic Records reading and energetic alignment there. And I also facilitate 2 group alignments to activate you to your fullest potential. And the group alignments always work with the current energies at play. And the most recent one, of course, was about activating your inner child. I'll drop those links below in the description box so you can check those out if you're interested. The Akashic Alignments membership is wonderful, and you have access to over 33 group alignments that are already in that space. It's a really wonderful community that you can check out if you're interested in finding a new way to support yourself at this time. And of course, you can find all the service offers at thesantoshaway.com. Now, if you're looking for a ritual to do under this full moon, I do recommend that you use fire to burn away any insecurities or fears that are rising up for you at this time. Remember to practice fire safety. Also, when you speak things into a flame, this is very, very powerful. You would want to let the flame burn all the way out. Practice fire safety, very important. And then, if you want to get your creative juices flowing and let your inner child come to life, dance, play, bring out the art supplies, go play putt-putt golf or something. Like, go do something fun, go do something playful, go do that thing that lit you up as a child and that really brought that creativity into your life experience. Okay, let's go ahead and take the energy down just a little bit and move into the Akashic Records portion of this video. And also, I do want to say, please do not listen to this while you are driving or operating heavy machinery. We do treat this as a meditation. So you can close your eyes and get comfortable if you would like. And really just let this energy start to work. And if you don't want to participate in this portion, you don't have to. You can just listen and watch. But if you do want to participate, just acknowledging that you're participating is all that you have to do. And we're going to go ahead and open up the Akashic Records for the collective energy of this space, anyone who's listening now or in the future. And we're going to activate your Akashic Heart Opener. And we're going to start with, we're going to run golden light through your chakra systems. And really just start to flush your body and put a magnet at the bottom of your feet. We're going to use hematite, activating you to the frequency of hematite. This is a crystal. To pull that energy out, any fears, any insecurities, any shadows that are showing up for you now, and just really let those flow out of your body. At this time, we are letting go of any and all insecurities that are showing up, fears, wounds, anything that is known or unknown. We're making room for bold, confident self-expression. So anytime where you, rather that's as an adult or as a child, were bullied, made fun of, laughed at for being yourself, felt like you were not honored, not recognized, not seen, anywhere where you felt like your gifts and talents were not seen or honored, validated or respected, anywhere where you felt maybe like you took a leap, you took a risk, you stepped out there into the spotlight and it just turned out very poorly. Like a rotten apples kind of experience, or maybe you were booed off the stage, and of course this could be literal um, or just hypothetical, but anywhere where you were really criticized for sharing your personal, authentic expression, let's start to release that now. And we want to just flush, we're just flushing this energy out of your body. We've got that hematite at the bottom of your feet, pulling it out. and this beautiful golden light pouring down through your crown chakra, replacing this energy, revitalizing you, restoring you. And we want to bring your solar plexus, we want to activate your solar plexus at this time, activate your inner spark, your inner fire, and connecting that into your heart space, specifically working with your high heart as well. And we're opening up to that healed heart space of the inner child, opening up to this innocence and playfulness and creativity. It is safe to share myself with others. It is safe to step out onto the world stage. It is safe to share my unique gifts and talents with the community. It is safe to express my authentic self in this group. It is safe to express my authentic thoughts, my authentic opinions. It is safe to let my inner child out to play. It's safe to laugh. It's safe to have fun. It's safe to use my imagination and my creativity. It's safe to allow myself to maybe go into a little bit of a fantasy for a moment. It's safe to allow myself to imagine what could be possible from an open, playful heart. It's safe to be curious. It's safe to open up to the magic. It's safe to remember how magical life is. Let's go ahead and release any and all old ways, known or unknown, of self expression, play, fun, entertainment, things that we do for fun and entertainment and to express ourselves and play and rejuvenate that are actually no longer revitalizing our energy. They're no longer in alignment with our inner child. They're no longer bringing us that revitalization. They're no longer bringing us that joy. Old hobbies, old passion projects, things that we were once interested in that we're just no longer desiring. Maybe you have a project that you've been trying to complete for several years and you've just lost the desire to do anything with it. It is safe to release those things. It's safe to let go of old hobbies and passions and things that you used to do. It's safe to let go of old notions that maybe you romanticize. It's safe to let go of things that are just not refueling you, things that are not sparking joy in your life. It's safe to say no to what is no longer for me. We're actually going to invite in Archangel Michael to clear, cut, remove any and all attachments and cords to some of these things that we maybe are really strongly attached to. I know I was really strongly attached to quilting at one point in my life. It was a passion for me. It was a hobby. I really loved it. And it was hard for me to release this project, this creative outlet that I was no longer enjoying and no longer actively doing. And it was just taking up space in my life, fabric taking up space, the feelings of I should be doing something with that, or the feelings of I'm just sitting here letting this stuff take up space in my life, and it was really more of a energy suck than it was a revitalization at that point. So whatever's coming up to your mind at this time, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's a social circle, maybe it's a set of friends, maybe it's habits that you have, maybe it's an area of self-soothing, maybe it's something to do with recreational anything that you do for recreation, recreational activities, recreational drugs, alcohol, anything, movies, entertainment, any of those things that are just no longer filling your joy bucket to overflowing. You're no longer being revitalized by these things. They're not supporting your inner child to come out and play. It's safe to let go of those. And we're just going to ask that Archangel Michael go ahead and clear any and all of those attachments so that we can freely let go of them, allowing those to move on to someone else who maybe will enjoy them. If it's, let's say it's a hobby, allow yourself to let go of those things and let it become someone else's joy and hobby, and you go move on to something that better serves you. But allowing yourself to release attachments. And this is really to addictions as well, outdated ways of self expression, um, maybe old ways of communicating, maybe old careers, maybe even, there could honestly be relationships in your life that, I'm sticking with this because I made a commitment, but the truth is it's just sucking your soul dry and it's not refilling you, and it's best to cut ties and move forward so you both can be happy in other ways, in other scenarios, right? Whenever we allow ourselves to move forward freely into that which is meant for us, it also allows other people, places, and things to also align with what is meant for them. And so let's say maybe you're part of a community and a social circle where you're committed and you think, well, this organization needs me, and if I leave, I'll leave them hanging. But the truth is if you're staying and it's no longer in alignment for you, you're not enjoy yourself, and you're also not allowing the person who is meant to rise up into that position to take that place and move that community forward in a new way, move that organization forward in the way that it's ready to be moved forward to. So, really, just letting go of all those ties that are no longer for you. It's safe to say no to what's no longer for me. It's safe to allow myself to move forward. It's safe to stand out from the crowd and to honor myself, my unique expressions, my unique desires, my unique passions. It's safe to allow myself to try something new. It's safe to let loose and be a kid again. It's safe to laugh. It's safe to bring humor into my life. It's safe to welcome in something that will surprise and delight me. It's safe to be a kid and play again. It's safe to welcome in playful energy into my everyday life. Kind of like inviting in that whistle while you work energy, but really at a new level where you're really truly playing and returning to being a child. So let's open up and say, I'm inviting in joy and playfulness into my life experience, activating the magic and wonder of being alive, activating all of that potentiality for playfulness, pleasure, fun, joy, activating I'm activating my creative self expression, tapping into my own inner spirit, inviting in the inspiration, creativity, pleasurable life experiences that allow me to fully express the love that I am and share my passions with the world. And as we are doing this work in the Akashic records, we are writing this into your records. So as you move forward, you're going to notice that you are more able to easily release the things that are not meant for you, easily say no thank you to the opportunities that are not for you, easily walk away from communities, friendships, social circles, connections, hobbies, whatever it is, addictions, habits, um, entertainment, things like that. Anything like you're going to be able to more easily walk away from those things. You're going to be able to more easily recognize what does make you happy and what doesn't, what really fulfills your inner child. You're going to be able to have more trust and security in the fact that this is a love based universe and we were meant to be in joy, enjoying our lives, joyfully expressing ourselves, playfully and passionately living our self expression. You're going to more easily be able to find the humor in moments. You're going to see the fun things. You're going to notice the ladybug that shows up and be like, oh, hello there, ladybug. You know, you're going to be more in that playful energy, the curiosity of, I wonder what solutions are available to me. I wonder what opportunities this moment is going to bring into my life. I wonder what opportunities are available to me if I take this new path. I wonder how much fun I can have along the way. I wonder how much joy there really can be in the journey. You're going to really be able to start activating and recognizing that energy in your life. You're going to have that childlike curiosity available to you. Now, remember that which you do not use, you lose. So, you want to keep that cultivated in your life, but it will be more easily available to you because we are writing it into your records at this time. What can you imagine? What is the best thing that you can imagine? How can you creatively plan your future? How can you create the life that you want to wake up and live because you're just so excited that, oh my gosh, this is my life and how wonderful is that? I'm so passionate. I'm so playful. I get to be creative in all these ways. I get to use my personal gifts and my passions in all these ways and to benefit the community and the social circles and to improvise and innovate and advance this planet, bringing your inner child to the stage, bringing your inner child to the stage. All right, so let's go ahead and run liquid gold honey frequency through all of your chakras just to seal in, lock in, and anchor in this frequency. And we're really wanting to activate that 5D consciousness in your energy field. And what this is the ability to align with the things that are meant for you. It's understanding that hard work doesn't have to be hard. We can passionately pour ourselves into a project and actually enjoy our work. We can love what we do. We can align with really wonderful things that show up for us seemingly out of nowhere, but it's the universe stepping up to play with us. And so I encourage you for the rest of this moon cycle, for the next 30 days, for the rest of your life, I encourage you to wake up each day. And it's really great if you can go outside, but wake up each day and look up at the sky and acknowledge that there is your higher self, guides, angels, non physical, a universal support system here, willing, able, and ready to support you, to play with you, and to open up and invite them into your life. I'm inviting in my universal support system. I'm inviting in my higher self. I'm inviting in my inner child, my healed inner child, to come play with me. If you're into fairies and dragons, you might invite in the fairy realm to come in and play and to help you find the playfulness and lightheartedness in your life, to find the joy and excitement, right? Invite in those energies into your life experience. And when we invite these things in, this is when they start to show up in our lives. And then when we're looking for the joy and the pleasure and the fun, this is when we find it. Invite in the playful connections. Invite in the social circles that are fun and exciting. Invite in the lighthearted laughter and joy. Invite in those moments. I really encourage you to make that a daily habit that you practice and cultivate, along with appreciation, gratitude, and thankfulness for this human experience and for everything that is possible. When you start doing these two things in your life, you really can up level, and you really can change the whole world around you by opening up and being and embodying both your healed inner child and your soul's desires, your soul's gifts, your full embodiment, your empowerment to understand that you are the creator of your reality. You do get to create your path forward. Not everything is written in stone. We are actively creating our path as we move along it, and there's always higher and lower expressions of everything, and we can align with a variety of timelines and a variety of experiences, all based on energy that we are practiced in, and energy that we have cultivated, and energy that we have tended to. All right, so this is a really beautiful place to go ahead and wrap all this up and close up the Akashic Records. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our angels and our guides for helping facilitate this energetic alignment today. This is a little bit of what I do over there in the Akashic Records membership, or over in a one-on-one session. The membership, the group alignments, those are set to music, which is really great. So it's really like an immersive meditation type experience. But anyway, you get the idea of the work that I do. If you feel called to join us there or have an individual one-on-one session, I would love to facilitate for you. I would be honored to be the vessel through which everything flows through for you. I absolutely love when I have the Akashic Records open and I'm working one-on-one with someone and they're like, how did you know that? Or why did you say this? And it's like, well, I have your records open, so I know what's going on in your energy field and in your life right now. And it's such a beautiful honor to facilitate energy work, transformation, clearing for you, to align you with your highest, most empowered self, your highest timelines. I really love it. So if you feel called to work with me, I would be honored to facilitate for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, drop a comment below. Let me know your rising sun and moon signs, or just say hello. Let me know if the video resonated with you, anything like that. Any and all activity really boost visibility, and for our smaller channels here like the Santosha Way, and it helps get this out to the collective. Be sure to share this video with your friends and family if you received any value out of it. Even if it's just like, hey, just watch the Akashic Alignments portion, or just check out the content about the full moon, whatever reason you're sharing. I really appreciate all of your contributions and all of that. So until next time, guys, may you be Santosha. Happy full moon. Let your inner child out to play, and really step into who you came to be. Let your soul shine in this moment. Release your fears and anxieties and really just step into that role that you're being called to step into right now. It might challenge you, but it will be worth it. And remember, the fun is in playing the game. Of course, it's fun to win, but the fun is in showing up and playing the game. And this is a really, I'm being reminded at this moment, Aquarius Leo Axis, guys, we came to create at the level of the gods. We came to bring forth our soul's desires onto this earthly plane. And we came to create something here on earth that is worthy of those higher realms and higher expressions and really benefiting humanity, as well as it being our joyful soul expression. So until next time, may you be Santosha.